Hey, Carolina, welcome to Voices of Elevate.
Thank you, Jenna. Thank you so much.
It's so lovely to have you here.
Thank you to you for inviting me to this space. That is so lovely to share with others as well. So thank you.
Now, you are bringing Om chanting to Elevate, aren't you? Would you like to explain what that's going to involve?
Yes, of course. Yes, right. So hello, everyone who is going to watch this later. So I'm bringing Om chanting to this amazing Elevate festival. And Om chanting, to explain, I will try to be short, not be too long, but Om chanting is a very ancient practice technique that only works in groups. So the minimum of people is 3 people, and is a collective energy that we create chanting the Om. And when we create these circles, we have an outer circle and an inner circle. And when we are doing these vibrational sounds of the Om together, we transform the negative energy in positive energy. And more, there is more into this. It's not just the transformation of the energy for ourselves, it's also the transformation for every living being around us. And that vibration goes through 2 kilometers radius from where we create the Om chanting.
So even those that aren't involved in it at the festival will still be benefiting from the vibration that's created by those that do take part in it. That's lovely, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So that is a very beautiful way also to share Om chantings. All around the world, we have Om chantings because it's not, again, it's not beneficial for us, it's for everyone. So Om chanting is a service, It's a service we call in Sanskrit Loka Sangraha. That means that we serve others. So everything that we do is for the welfare of others. And it's just a beautiful way to serve, just to doing the chanting of Om, It's a very simple but very powerful technique. And also, it just not help you also with your energy, because we know that this body is made by 5 elements: the water, the earth, ether, fire. So everything is involved when we are doing that vibration, and help us to be in peace with ourselves, calm our thoughts, reduce the stress if you are a person that usually be in an environment with stress. Help also with every cell in your body to flow. For example, the blood, everything, is a complete, it's like a complete work.
So you're doing it for the collective, but also you're benefiting your own physical and spiritual body.
Yes, correct. Exactly. It's like that. So, it is a beautiful way to do it for yourself and for others, But without the grace of the master, the Om chanting can be done, It's very important that we always mention that, We have here, have a small picture, but beautiful picture of Paramahamsa Vishwananda. Oh, he was a bit young here.
Yeah,
but it's a
very handsome.
Of him. And he brought Om chanting back a few years ago to bring this collective energy to everyone.
Yeah.
So it is a really interesting story how everything started and how he brought chanting to the world again, you know.
Yeah.
And again, you will experience, and everyone who wants to come, and I really recommend it, you know, to do this. You will see that before we start the chanting, we chant a mantra where we invoke the masters to be with us. And when we invoke, that's the very important part, we can start chanting. So actually chanting can't be done just like everyone, you know. You need to go into the more important is to have the blessing first for Paramahamsa Vishwananda or for one of his swamis. And after you need to do a course, you know, there is a lot of procedures. And after you are able to do it, to do chanting. So it's just not, just to clarify this, you know, because actually Om is a universal sound, you know, it's the sound of the creation, it's the purest sound in the universe that everyone can chant. That is correct. But Om chanting is only by the blessing of Paramahamsa Vishwananda, and only the people who had that blessing can create, you know. We have exactly, we have facilitators all around the world. So that is amazing, you know. We have a, sorry.
Well, I was just going to say, it's amazing at this time when the consciousness of the planet is becoming more and there's so many different avenues to explore that and to get in connection with self-realization and you know, all these different practices. And it's just great to know that there's people all over the world doing this particular one, you know, and just putting that out into the collective is just wonderful. So thank you for doing that for us.
Yeah, no, it's a really pleasure to be with you and everyone who will be involved there. And yeah, and we invite everyone to come and experience all the activities that they are going to happen in the festival. Because, you know, also you have the opportunity to experience different techniques, different ways. And that's amazing, you know, that's really amazing.
Well, to do all of these different practices in one weekend, it's just like creates such a super potent energy, you know, and that
power.
And you just never know what kind of magic will occur when that energy is happening collectively in one space. And so it's just, it's really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, I'm really excited to also, you know, your festival is very close to Stonehenge. So it is very, you know, it's a blessing to be there. Of course, the chanting is a blessing to do everywhere, but we know that there is a special energy around Stonehenge. And yeah, it is a really pleasure, really pleasure.
So how did you stumble into this? How did you discover it?
Okay, so I will share a bit. So how Jenna or Gina, I always confuse.
Jenna.
So how Jenna mentioned, I'm Carolina, and I'm originally from Argentina, and I'm living in the UK from a bit more than 7 years. And I went through for a lot. I would say, just to make it sure, you know, I was in a bit of my breakdown and depression, and I had a miscarriage during COVID, and I was, you know, I was lost. That's the word. I was absolutely lost, and I knew there was something else, and I was looking for that even when I left my country, without knowing what was these things, you know. And I found I was doing kind of a therapist with a lady from my country, And before we finished the therapies, you know, we always said, okay, no, you think I'm all right now. It's done. And she told me, well, before we finish, will be nice if you have darshan with Paramahamsa Vishwananda, with my master. And I said, okay, well, what is that, you know? And she said, well, darshan means a blessing. It's a blessing where he look at your eyes and he can see your soul. And I said, and I don't know why, you know, I was so excited. I said, yeah, well, let's do this, you know. And suddenly one day I was available. He was, at that time was COVID, so he was doing darshan online. He doesn't do it anymore. Now he does darshan in person. And I got darshan for him. And, you know, I was quite very new about spirituality, about gurus, you know. And after I have darshan with him, you know, he looked at you with his beautiful black eyes. And that was it, you know, and I thought, okay, you know, that's it. But after that, for a week, around for a week, I was so emotional. I was crying every day. I was like, oh, I was like, oh my God, what's going on with me? You know, I thought I was okay, you know. So I called my therapist again after a week, and I told her, look, I just feel so emotional. I'm crying. And she said, congratulations, you found your Sadhguru. And I was like, wow, okay. You know, I was very new about Hinduism. He comes from the Hinduism background, Sampradaya. And I said, okay, you know, let's start to search, you know, like everyone start when you start spiritual searching. And I start to search about him. He's organized a spiritual organization called Bhakti Marga, the path of devotion. That's what Bhakti means, devotion. And yeah, I start to search about him. And after, you know, honestly, it's like when I blink, I close my eyes and I open, I was already involved in everything, you know. I was going to the meeting, listen his satsangs, listen the music, you know, the bhajans. And I was just involved, and I was in so much love that when I met him for the first time after COVID, when everything, you already could meet people and make a little events. When I met him for the first time, oh my God. I never, you know, his beauty is from another world, you know. It's nothing physical, you know. It's something that is very difficult to explain, you know. It was just amazing. I thought, oh my God, you know, he's so beautiful, so beautiful. And after that, I started to serve him. I became his devotee in 2022. So it was very fast, you know. I met him in 2020 with Darshan, and in 2022 I became his devotee, and I start to serve him, you know. And one of the practices that also started to I was interested. The first one was Om chanting. So I found somebody that was doing Om chanting in Southampton. I live here close to Salisbury, so 20 minutes from Salisbury, a Fordham-Rich area. So I met somebody that was doing Om chanting in Southampton, and that's how I started. And I started to do Om chanting and go for more Om chantings. And after I become an organizer, so I have the blessing of Paramahamsa Vishwananda to become an organizer. And now I'm a country coordinator for Bhakti Marga UK here, of Om chanting as well. And I'm actually tomorrow traveling to Germany, where we have the main ashram. to finish, we have a lovely Om Chanting Days, International Day, where all the Om Chanting organizers for all around the world come to the main ashram in Germany to share the experience, to share the experiences, to share what people feel when they do Om Chanting, how can we grow Om Chanting, so it's just amazing. And it's free, it's a free session. So there is no excuse, The free session, of course, donations are always welcome, but yeah, it's a really beautiful service, and I had that blessing that, I have gratitude, and I always be grateful for he gave me that blessing, to do this, and to a lot of people that had that blessing to spread Om Chanting all around the world. It's really beautiful. Yeah.
Oh, well, we're so lucky to receive it at Elevate. When I was listening to you, a couple of things were coming through, and one of them was just how amazing it was that you got to turn your tragedy at a low point in your life, and it then brought the light into your life, but also I was thinking your story kind of reminded me of sort of Jesus and his disciples, and it kind of it reminds me that that there's people still following this holy man that lived 2000 years ago, but that there's holy men all over the place, and it's yeah, and what is that, what is being holy? And it's being kind of self-realized and selfless and from the heart and all those things. And that's why when you connect with him, he feels like from another world, because in our world people are so blocked in the heart and they're so not self-realized, and so we're not used to it. So when we meet somebody that's really enlightened in that way, and we know that there's someone really, really special, and we know that there's someone that we want to learn from, and so yeah, he sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for your words. And yeah, it's all true, and yes, before you start to share, I was exactly thinking, after that moment that I felt lost and I was in I didn't want to live anymore, I was in that state. He brought life to me again,
It's the love. Yeah.
Yeah. And that faith that I had for God for many years that was lost, he brought that faith back, that God exists,
Yeah.
I know that sometimes God can be a very controversial word for a lot of people, but that's what I believe. That was my experience, and I'm coming from the Catholic background, and you mentioned Jesus, and I always believe, but was a moment in my life that I thought, well, can be, I don't think this is true. But he brought that love back,
Yeah.
And now I felt absolutely, it's, I don't know how to express it, but, I feel so alive. I never feel so alive in my life, and I'm nearly 40. And I'm thinking, what I did with my life before, what I lost all this time. And yeah, it's just an amazing experience, and I'm so grateful that I found him. Even he said that he find his devotees when the devotees are ready,
Yeah.
Even I'm still discovering a lot of things, I'm still learning, I'm still in process. We go through purification, we call purifications, we go through a lot of things. spirituality is not easy and it's not for everyone, you know. How you mentioned, not everyone is awake, and it's okay because everything has the right time.
Yeah.
And I believe in that. That's how it is, you know. God made everything perfect how it is, and there's a reason behind that, you know. So I think everyone that start to awake, especially after COVID time, you know, there was like a big awakening around the world. It's because there is a reason behind that, you know. Even we are still in wars, you know, we are still in very difficult times, especially here in Europe.
Well, there's a massive polarity, isn't there, between the kind of 3D and 5D consciousnesses, and it's just really obvious now. You know, it was always there, but it's just so obvious. You know, it's almost like two worlds existing in one world and two mindsets existing in one world.
Yeah. But in the same time, you know that there is more people awake. You know?
Yeah, there's more people, there's more love than there's ever been on the planet.
Yes, definitely. You know, and this is really lovely. You know, it's really lovely to see that. And in Bhakti Marga, in his organization, you know, we it's a very open, you know, it's a very open organization when we are open to everyone, you know, wherever you are coming from, wherever your religion, whatever your race, your language, female, you know, it doesn't matter because we are love. That's the
We're all
mission.
just souls at the end of the day. What we're packaged in is irrelevant, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know? And love is such a universal language.
Yeah, that's the thing. He when I started to follow him, one of his phrase was, "I came to this world to open the heart of every human being," you know, and that's what he does. He's doing, you know, and everything. And our sutra, our kind of other mantra that we have is just love, you know, just love. And when we start to see all around us that we are just love, you know, in people, in situations, in work, in everything, it's just love, you know. And sometimes it's a big journey, you know. It's a journey that our master Paramahamsa Vishwananda says, it's a journey from the mind to your heart.
Yeah.
And there is 40 centimeters between the mind and the heart. And even this is 40 centimeters, is a really long journey, you know?
Well, many people these days are getting their spiritual enlightenment from an Instagram reel, you know, and not actually practicing and integrating the heart into their life and with each other. You know, that itself takes so much practice and so much intention. You don't just say, oh, I'm spiritual now because I believe in more. It's like I'm guided by my heart and I'm guided to not do harm to others or anything and that kind of thing. And that's, you know, that's really a practice, isn't it?
It is again spirituality. People think that, you know, you come to spirituality and you just meditate.
Yeah.
You know? Definitely
it's all about yoga.
Yeah, definitely it's not that. It's more than that, because it's a transformation of yourself. And to go to that experience of the transformation of yourself, you go through a lot. Darkness, your ego, you know, your mistakes. It's a lot, you know, your patterns, you know, your backgrounds, that we believe for many years, or it's been for many years, family, you know, how they call, like a, family past histories.
ancestral healing.
Ancestral, yes, thank you, thank
Yeah.
you. Ancestral history, there is a lot. So
Mm.
it's to be really in the spiritual path is a really transformation.
It's a dedication. You have to be dedicated to the cause, you know.
Yeah.
It was interesting hearing you talking about God and the word God, because that was something that I struggled with for such a long time. I was also brought up in the Catholic background, but I received so much abuse from Catholic teachers at the school and different things, you know, and just they weren't very nice. You know, a lot of the people that I was mingling with in the kind of Catholic churches and things weren't actually very nice. And I always used to witness in church, people would say, peace be with you, shaking hands. And then nobody would talk to you outside, you know, and there was not, it wasn't from the heart. It was almost a duty. It was almost like they were there out of duty, not because they were really practicing something. And then I just thought, I just turned my back on it all. And then I went down a kind of dark path because I was kind of traumatized and escaping and everything. And then since I've healed and done a lot of healing and become very purified in my diet and my lifestyle and different things, I had a conversation with God a few months ago while I was fasting, and it was the first time I've said I spoke to God. God spoke to me, and I just felt this real love and bliss in that moment. It was just like, and I was given kind of potent guidance, and it's weird. I used to say the universe, you know, before
Yes.
this moment, and now that's not right. It's God. And to even say that publicly, like on this podcast where people are watching, it's weird for me because there was an old connotation of what God was, but then what it is for me now, it's not like that. It's something else. But there is a most high. There is something that I used to refer to it as my team, or my spirit guides, or the or something like that. But now it is definitively God.
Yes.
And it's just such a journey, and it was something that I resisted. But since I found that connection, I've realized how many things take us away from God. And that's why I've stopped drinking cacao, because that was a trick. It was almost taking me to somewhere else, but not the God. Lots of things, the food, different things I think can take us away and block that kind of channel. And that I'm not really sure. I'm still exploring it myself. But yeah, it was really interesting to hear you speak of that as well, like the word God and what that means.
Yeah, I had that experience as well, like you, like I was like, why I'm going to church to say that we need to be all kind with each other, and after everyone is gossiping about everyone, and I was like, what's that? I don't see any kindness here, and I had kind of the same experience. That's why I lost my faith, and I went away from church. But again, he brought that back.
There's definitely truth in it. I think what I lost is I gave up the faith because of the church, but actually the church is just a building with a bunch of people that are, I don't know, but actually to be holy is something else, and you don't need a church for that. You don't need to be dutiful and just show up. It's more about coming from the heart, the way you treat other people, the way it's all in the 10 Commandments.
Yes, it is, and even our master Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he mentioned Jesus in a lot of satsang, And actually yesterday I was doing some reading for chanting, because I'm going to finish a course, and there is where is well, probably it's not here now. Well, that's about I wanted really to I don't know. There is, because I don't want to miss, but Jesus said, I am my Father, because there is no separation. When we go to that high level of consciousness, when we realize that we are not separate from Him, we can say kind loud, I am the Father. My Father is in me, because we are part of Him. And it's so beautiful, and I was reading one of the in one of his commentaries of Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he was sharing this part of when Jesus said that, and again, he always brought a lot of stories, and he make us also to come back to the story of the saints, to like to go a little bit back and remember what's happened before we start to create this material world full of desires and full of
it's all distraction. It's all distraction from self, isn't it? It's all these things that take us away from our true knowing and our true essence, because we feel like we need all these things, so then we've got to work for all these things, and then we have to look a certain way, and everything kind of just takes us away from us. And that's why we need these practices to remember who we are and remember where we've come from. And speaking of Jesus, he was just another guy who was very self-realized and had this connection. And I don't think that he's somebody that we were supposed to worship in a lot of ways. I think he was someone we were supposed to mirror, with the practices that he did, like fasting and meditating, like he showed us how we could be him rather than
a beautiful way to say it, because yes, it is a mirror, and come back to God, yes, I have my time as well where I couldn't even pronounce, and
if people were talking about God, if they were talking like us now, I'd just shut off. I just shut off. Oh, whatever. I don't want to hear that. You're brainwashed.
Yes. In Bhakti Marga, we are very lucky that we have an enlightened master alive.
Yes, exactly. Someone who's
and we always
alive.
Recommend to, when he comes, for example, to the UK, probably he's coming next year. We recommend that people, sometimes people think that they need to become his devotee, and we try to say it's not, you don't need to become anything, you will find your own transformation and your own path, but we can recommend to have darshan with him, because honestly, when he looks at you, he activates something inside of you.
Well, it's activating something in me, you just talking about it. Like, you can see the goosebumps on my arm.
And I get very emotional, definitely. I get very emotional because the experience as a devotee, the experiences that he gave to us as a simple, we call golden moments. Simple moments, as you mentioned before about prayer, I remember that in my beginning, I was praying to him, and I just go into the shower. I said, how? And I was like, how do I know that I'm going in the right way? How do I know that this is what I'm supposed to do? Because I changed a lot of things in my life, And I was, I was going to have a shower, and I always open YouTube you know, and I just play something. If it's a song, if it's a satsang from my country or whatever, I just play, you know. And that day, I opened my YouTube, and the first thing that came was him with a beautiful song that called Sri Radhe, Krishna and Radha, and the song is Sri Radhe. And I start to play Sri Radhe. Well, he has a beautiful voice, not that me, but but I start to listen, and I was crying. And for me, inside of myself, I felt that that was a message. And I just remember, and it just made me emotional, because at that moment I thought, oh my God, he's really listening to me, you know. And from his devotees, you know, and people who are not devotees, you will hear a lot of story kind like that, you know. That when we think that God is not listening to you, he is listening to you. But we get away of that, you know. We try to think that we can do it, you know.
I mean, I've had my own signs, like I have quite a strong connection and communication, and so, but when it's really, not all the time, but when it's really important, when I really need it, and I ask, like, I need a sign, I need you to show me this, and then I'll see it or something. It'll be, you know, it's I always get these kind of signs that it is.
Yes, when you are connected, when your soul is connected with him, with God, with every how you want to whatever form you want to you believe in God, you know, in any form, when you really trust, and there is with pure heart and honestly that you want to ask, and usually most of the people comes into the path because of suffering, you know, because they've been how happened in, at least for me, not everyone, but most of the people, they come from some suffering, you know. He's listening, and it's just amazing. And kind of that experience, I can share a lot of experiences like that, you know, where I was like, you know, no, without words, you know. But now I feel that I live my life with freedom, but with true freedom, you know, not the freedom that, okay, I can do whatever I want. No, not that kind of freedom. With the freedom that I trust that everything that I do, I offer to the Master, I offer to God, and it will happen when it needs to happen, you know. Go to the flow and trust, you know, and that's it, you know. But we need to do our effort, you know. We need to keep working. Our master, you know, Paramahamsa Vishwananda, he always said to us, you don't need to come and live in the ashram, you know. You need to live in the world, and you need to purify there. The ashram is not for everyone. You need to look, you need to be there and do your best. Do your best. Everything that you do your best with kindness. And that's how you start to purify yourself slowly, slowly. And things just happen like that, you know. For one moment and another, you know, I realized that I came peaceful. I came sometimes I talk and I say words or ways to express that I don't know where they came from. And I know that it's him working through me, you know. And I say, well, how I did say, you know, that was not me, you know. But all these kind of things, you know, we offer to him, and he's with us. It's that connection, and everyone has their own path, their own way, and that's perfect how it is, you know. So it's amazing, and thank you for open this podcast, because I think it's a moment to keep sharing, you know, sharing and sharing. Even if it's one person listening,
Mm.
there is just a transformation. There is a seed there already, you know, and that means a lot, you know.
And I think, you know, because we live in a society that's quite programmed into ways that take us away from ourselves, I think the more that people are openly talking about self-realization and different things, it's planting seeds, it's giving people awareness, and the more people hear it, the more it becomes a thing. You know. And so and if it helps anybody, I love it when I get a message. We got one yesterday, but I love it because people will say, oh, I heard that and it really helped, and I think, yes, brilliant, it's worth it. Yeah, so very differently, you do all of this, but you're also a Zumba teacher, aren't you? So that's very contrasting from what we were just
but you
talking
know,
about,
that's the thing,
to have that duality.
I don't create separation. I used to, in the beginning, I thought, oh my God, that's nothing to do with me, you know, like my ego automatically, you know, make the division. But of course, later on with the process, whatever that I'm doing, there is a reason that, you know, and I don't have the reason. I don't know the reason. And probably I don't need to know because he knows better, you know. I just do what I do and I do my best. That's it.
Yeah.
And
but dancing is really spiritual for me. It's a bit, you know, it's when I feel most alive is when I'm dancing, you know, and it creates such joy, and it helps rid any negativity that I've been holding on to, and that's why I facilitate ecstatic dance. And that's why at the festival we're going to have a good mix of, you know, the kind of serious and grounding workshops, but then also so much joy and ecstatic dancing and DJs and things, because, you know, it's all really important.
It's so connected, you know, it's so connected. Again, you know, people think that it's just Om and meditation. That's it. No, there is a lot of process, you know, there is a lot of ways that we can engage with God without having drugs, without drinking, and we can be in that ecstasy of love, you know. We can be. And some people think, no, that's you mad, you crazy, you know. When we are in the ashram, when there is a big festival, just Love Festival just finished a few weeks ago, a few days ago, it's a big festival in Germany. And some people think like, no, that's not possible. People get like that. Definitely they have something in the drink. And it's not. It's just love.
I know. I have more fun now. I mean, I used to drink and take drugs, and like, you know, I've been every which way.
We've been all the
I've been all the things. And I definitely have more fun now because I'm healed. I'm not kind of drinking and trying to squash things down and you know, trying to have a good time to escape pain. You know, I'm in a very contented place. And so when I'm meeting other contented people that I'm attracting, because I'm in this different energy resonance, and so now the people that I attract into my life are of this similar contented resonance with this connection and different things. It's like, it's so much nicer to connect with people from the heart space and have joy and fun and be childlike. Is so, I think to be so childlike really shows the journey that you've done, because you to allow yourself to be childlike, you have to drop the ego. And so, you know, if people still are afraid to be childlike, well, I always see there's work to be done still. You know, because I bet your guru is fun as well, isn't he?
He is.
And playful, because they always are.
You will see him in all the different modes that you can experience. He can be strict, he can be fun, he can be a child, he can be everything, you know. And he show us, you know, all the time he's guiding us, you know. And again, he also in his satsang he shared, become a child. become that innocent, you know, when you are not looking for, oh, do I attract that?
Approval and how do
Oh,
I
do
look?
I
Yeah.
move like this? Do I'm doing right? Do you know? No, just be. Just be, you
And
know?
that's when you have the most fun, because you're not worried anymore about what it looks like. You'll just go and do that,
Yeah.
whatever you've got the urge to do, you'll just do
Yeah.
it, and then you give permission to those around you to do it as well. You
Yeah.
know, if I start
Exactly.
dancing sillily on the dance floor and invite others in, and then you see
Yeah.
something drop in there and they go, oh yeah, great. And
Yeah.
they'll
So
join
I
in.
can do it.
Yeah, oh, I'd love to do that if I start skipping around the room or something, you know, and they think,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, someone's allowed us, it invites them to allow their inner child to come through.
Of course, yes. And you know, I'm very grateful as well about to come here to this country and share a bit of Latin music, you know. So I'm very happy, you know.
Yeah.
And I have my little group here in the village, and I'm grateful for everything, you know, for everything. And I do, you know, and I'm kind of a self-employed, you know, so I do everything. I clean houses, you know, so I go to clean toilets, to
I do the
do
same.
Zumba,
I do the
you know.
same because I'm self-employed. I do cleaning as a regular, and then I have clients, and then I'm
Yeah,
doing this and the festival, and you know, and I'm a single mom homeschooling my kids, and
yeah,
somehow I managed to do it all with a
yeah.
smile on my face, even when I'm cleaning toilets.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
That's the thing. You know, there's no complaint. There is joy. I'm not
yeah.
saying that. Yeah, probably we have. We're human. Sometimes we have sometimes we tired or whatever. But most of the time, it's just joy. We just do it.
I'm
You know,
just
it's
always so
just.
grateful that I've got an opportunity to acquire money so that I can
Yeah,
continue doing the things I enjoy, like this, you know.
yeah,
um and I can really, you know, by cleaning I don't have to push energy into and make the things that I really enjoy hard
yeah,
work, which I've done in the past, you know. So by cleaning is just a job that you don't really have to get mentally involved with. And like I was cleaning someone's house this morning and I just had this massive download, and it was like, yes, I'm going to do that when I get home. And it's, you know, and then I've got an online client this evening, you know, and it's just always just
Yes.
in the flow, just
All
in the
the
flow.
yeah, and all the pieces just start to go together without we don't put any. There's no effort. I don't know if it
Yeah.
happened to you, but
Mm.
there's no kind
No,
of.
I feel the
It's,
same.
it's like I don't know. It just go like that, you know. Okay, this
Yeah.
is going to do this, but there is no this like mundane effort, you know, where the people get stressed. I don't have a stress, you know. I don't.
Mm.
It's very rare, you know. I'm happy what I have. I'm not looking for more. Uh, comes what comes. Sometimes it's a bit more, sometimes a bit less. It's all good, you know.
I've
But
been
just
tested
keep doing
this
it, you
for
know.
the last couple of weeks. I've been tested because I'm putting this festival on with no resource and just
Yeah,
trusting, because I was guided to do it, and it flows. And when I trust the flow, it flows really well. But then as time's running out, it's like 2 weeks away, and there's still things that have a financial commitment, and I'm thinking,
mm,
oh my goodness, the pot's nearly out and there's not enough to pay for these things. And
mm,
what if I don't sell any more tickets, and then I won't be able to pay for these things? And I just thought, just trust. And as soon as I've let go of that stress energy,
mm,
people have bought more tickets. You know, and it's like, okay, so you know, it's really worth watching our energy in all situations anyway, because you know,
yeah,
if you add stress to the situation, you're gonna block the flow. So you
yeah,
have just got to sort of surrender and trust. And I think that's why when people do have a faith like God, and they believe in a higher force that's you
mm,
know, keeping us safe, it's easier then to trust the flow, because we understand that there's something else taking over. Whereas if you don't have that faith and it's all just up to you, if I didn't have my faith right now, there's no way I would be doing this. There's no way, because logistically and logically it seems impossible. But because I have a faith and I believe that this was guided through me, well, then I can surrender and just allow it to become what it wants to be, you know. But it's a practice, and I'm forever being pulled in and out. Sometimes my human self starts to block it and get in the way, and I have to remind myself, like, it's okay, just get out the way, let you know, surrender.
It's happened. It's happened, but we need to be kind with ourselves as well, you know. And it's normal. We're still human. We're still in the process, but like slowly everything start to get out of our, you know, this bag that we carry for years and years, you know, and they start to get light, and everything just start to get a little bit more easy in a way, you know. And yes, I'm really grateful for this path, you know, that I came across, living here in the UK, very challenging, very far from my family. But again, there was a purpose here for me. And for a reason I'm here, and I'm happy, you know. I'm very happy, and I met people like you know, like we are kind of in the same, you know, in the same flow, in the same understanding. And it's beautiful, you know. It's so beautiful how we start to get all connected. And we are not alone, you know. We are not alone. So this is a path of community.
Oh, you're such a beautiful soul, and a selfless, beautiful soul that's sharing all this with the world. And I just really appreciate that you're coming to share this with us at Elevate, and, you know, help us with all the other facilitators that are really going to help us create such a magical energy. And
no, it's an absolute pleasure for me, and everything that I do is because of the grace of the master, especially my spiritual master, Paramahamsa Vishwananda.
We're very grateful to them as well.
Yes, it is just so beautiful, you know, and I'm you know, I'm so happy to serve, you know. And if everything goes well, that will be lovely. I'm not sure yet, I can't promise that, but if one of the Swami here from the UK, if he can come with me that day on a Sunday, 4 o'clock, I think was the Om chanting, that will be amazing if he can join us. So, because of course, I'm still in a process, in a learning, but he is one of his disciples, like a right hand, you know, Swami, where he is a renunciate, you know, he's a monk, and he was living with our master for more than 14 years in Germany. And he just came back to the UK to be with us in the ashram here in the UK. And yeah, it's just amazing to having him. So I'm just waiting because his calendar is also a bit busy. But if he can come to the festival, that will be like how they say here in English, like the strawberry on the top of the cake, you know?
Icing on the cherry on the ice, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yes, you know what I mean.
The icing on the cake or something. Yeah, just finishing it off beautifully.
That would be amazing.
Oh, where can people find you?
So I have I can send to you my Instagram post where I post my Om chanting. We have a regular Om chanting in Fordingbridge, in a very popular space that is Victoria Rooms. that is actually a Victoria building, and it's a charity building as well. So we also help. It's, you know, it's a transaction. It's like that, you know. And so I can share with you my social media, Instagram and my Facebook. I'm happy, I'm open. I don't, you know, just pop your friends' requests, follow me in social media. Or also we have our link that I will share with you is bhaktimarga.org, org.uk. That is also where you can find any information of our organization. And also there is a part where you can find, if you click in Om Chanting, you will find all the Om Chanting that we are doing here in the UK, because we have Scotland and all around London, here in the south, Southampton, Fordingbridge, Salisbury. So there is quite an open. And if you are in other part of Europe, we have another part of Europe, Latin America, Argentina, of course. We have Om Chanting there as well. We have all around the world. So it's amazing.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So I will put those, I'll put those links in the description,
yeah,
on the Spotify and YouTube when I upload.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
And yes, you know, happy. And I would like to share something that Paramahamsa Vishwananda shared about the Om Chanting before we, just to read his specific words. So he said, the moment people start to chant together in the Om Chanting circle, their own vibration is transformed into Om. Whoever is inside the circle is showered with this energy, and that's what changed the vibration of the body. Even the cells which are dead start vibrating. So wherever you go, your aura vibrates with the cosmic sounds Om.
Oh, amazing.
So I just wanted to share one of his satsang when he spoke about Om Chanting. There is a lot more, but that was one I found and I wanted to share with everyone.
Thank you. Oh, well, thank you for talking to me today. And I'm just so, I can't wait. I can't wait to experience that. A whole hour of omming as a group. I just can't wait. Yeah. I've only ever done like up to 5 oms as a group, and it's always been very potent. So, I can't wait. I'm sure that there'll be lots of emotions and all kinds of things.
It's a simple technique, but it's so powerful. Honestly, it's so powerful. And I share with you, Jenna, a few of the videos that months ago we went to London, and the day of the International Yoga Day, we did an Om Chanting in Hyde Park.
Oh yeah, I couldn't make it that day, could I?
Yeah, because there was a solstice day of summer.
Oh, that was it. Yeah,
it was a busy day for everyone, for every spiritual people. So we were in Hyde Park, and we choose specifically middle of London because of the energy, you know. And it was amazing, you know. People was walking and like, what's that, you know? the vibration is really like something else, you know. Really lovely. So I'm so happy, and I'm looking forward to see you all there.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's enjoy these beautiful days that you are bringing to us. And thank you for doing this with your heart, with your, you know, with your honest, open, and sincerity soul that you are as well. So thank you. It's so beautiful, you know, so beautiful. And I can't believe all these people that you have, you know, it's like, wow, this is massive, you know.
Well, and also it's because I've just trusted what wants to happen will happen. It almost feels like it's got nothing really to do with me. I've just opened it up, and actually, you know, I could be criticized for just not being very logical and not doing this with money behind me and things like that, but it's just, it wants to happen, and I just have to keep trusting. And then when I really stop and think about everybody who is just such beautiful people that are really connected, that have been, you know, drawn in, you know, it verifies, it reinforces like my faith, you know. So yeah, it's really exciting. Yeah.
Thank you, Jenna, for your
You.
time. And it's just, every time it's lovely to talk with you.
Yeah.
And I know that we can keep going and going, and we can be here for hours.
I know.
I know we are these kind of people that never.
We're gonna have to get together for a cup of tea sometime.
Yeah,
Aren't we?
definitely, definitely. Because also how I came to you, it was also, for me, was you know, a divine activation there.
Yeah.
Because yeah, we didn't explain that to the people, but I just messaged you for something that was the year before, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you say, oh no, I'm doing again one, and I said, well, you know, I'm here, and I didn't know why. You know, that day I was like, I need to find a festival near to me. I don't know why this came from. And again, you know, that I shared this, and I searched and I find you first. You were the first person.
Wow.
And that's why I messaged you.
I got those goosebumps again.
Yeah. And this is definitely nothing to do with me. This is a divine intervention. For me, it's like it's like that. And here we are. We are ready for discover this moment.
Just going with the flow, letting it all happen.
Yeah,
You know, and it's going to be magic.
Thank you so much again. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Lots of love.
A little, very, very pleasure and a lot of love there.